Hey, what's going on, everybody? Listen, man, today I wanted to get on here and talk about something that's real special to me. Um, and that's anxiety, man. And I know it's a thing that a lot of people kind of write off and don't take as serious as it should be taken, but um, it's definitely something to take into consideration, especially when you don't go through it. To sympathize with those that do. I developed anxiety disorder at the age of 31, almost 32. So I've been dealing with it for about 5 years, and it comes and it goes. Um, and by the way, this is not scripted. I don't have any bullet points. I'm just kind of doing it off the cuff. Uh, I think it'll feel a little bit more authentic that way. People can really feel what's going on. Um, but it's. I know for myself, a lot of times when I go through it, I feel like everything is closing in on me. I feel like something bad is about to happen. I've never said this, but most times I feel like, even though I don't know what it feels like, I feel like I'm dying or I'm about to die. Like the worst thing is getting ready to happen to me. And so, like, I have to, like, pull myself back and kind of calm down. Um, Everybody experiences it a little differently. When I really have a really bad anxiety panic attack, my heart starts racing. My heart rate goes crazy. Like it'll spike up, and it takes a while for me to calm down. Some of the really bad ones last, you know, a minute or two. I've had some really bad ones last upwards of 30 minutes. Most recently, last week, which was the anniversary week of my father passing, I had one last all day for the most part. Excuse me. It just came, came and it left. It came and it left. It came and it left, and I could never get a bearing on myself or my thoughts or anything. Um, on top of that, I was injured at work where I partially tore my ACL and my PCL, so I haven't been able to do much. So the things that I used to do, or when I found out that I battled anxiety, the things that helped me was when I would go to the gym and when I would go and play basketball, when I would go and lift weights, different things like that. But the inability to do those things and just to sit here with my thoughts, um, coupled with the anniversary week last week, caused me to have, I was having anxiety attacks every day, and I've never had them that much. Uh, when I took my family down to Florida for a mini vacation, we were on our way to the beach, and I had a bad one on the interstate where I had to pull over, and my wife had to drive the rest of the way because I couldn't. I felt, again, I felt like I was gonna die, and I don't know why that is. The reason why I'm doing this video is to, for one, for others who are going through it to understand that there's other people out here who understand and who sympathize, but to actually get it off my chest. A lot of times people feel when you talk to them that they have to have an answer. And if there are any people out there like me, I don't necessarily need you to have an answer. Sometimes I just need to get it off because I'm the type of person, I hold a lot of stuff in anyway, and that could potentially increase the amount of anxiety attacks that I do have. But sometimes I just need people to listen because a lot of people feel like, oh, well, after he's done talking, I'm going to give a solution. And that solution may have worked for someone else, but it doesn't work for everyone. Every solution doesn't work for everyone. Um, it's okay to offer suggestions, but most times people just need to talk and be heard and feel like they're being heard. Um, it's a serious thing. I've seen this thing borderline ruin people's lives where some people can't work. Like they can't function around people. And when I first started going through that, going through anxiety or experiencing it, I was like that. There were times where my heart would start racing randomly while I'm sitting at my desk, and I've been at work for 4 hours. I still have 4 more hours to go, and I'm like, hey, I gotta go. I gotta go to the hospital. I gotta go to the doctor. I gotta go home. I need to. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. It was just the worst situation. And going to the hospital, going to the doctor, and like, no, you're healthy. You're healthier than most people who come in here. You know, your heart rate is good. There's nothing wrong with your heart. I remember at one point I had to wear an EKG for, I think, 2 months for them to monitor because I had so many visits to the hospital regarding my heart rate. The first time I went to the doctor or to the hospital, the ambulance had to come and get me. And by the time they got there to the apartment, I had a resting heart rate of 150. Didn't know what was going on. Now, mind you, I was eating bad. That night I had eaten some Marco's pizza, and I had Pepsi and some Little Debbie snack cakes or something like that. I was eating real bad, and so a lot of that could have been, a part of it too. I was overweight at the time, just eating. So once I was able to get that under control, my weight and all of that stuff, I noticed a decline in the anxiety attacks. But wearing a heart monitor was one of the most sobering, humbling experiences ever. And the reason being is because it's hard to talk about it because it's like I was in such a dark place at that time. And I was in a real bad place at that time, man. I was in a real bad place. And wearing that heart monitor, man, like it did something to me. I felt like it took something away from me. I mean, you got to take showers, and you have a minimal amount of time to take a shower where you have to take it off. So you go and you have to take it off, and then I think I had about 6 minutes before the monitor. I could have it off for 6 minutes before the monitor sent a notification that something was wrong, and they would send fire trucks, ambulance out to make sure I'm okay. So no swimming, no baths, nothing. Just hop in, wash off, hop out, dry off, and put it back on and clip it back on before, go to sleep with it, wake up with it, have the extra battery pack, charge it, take that with you, charge that battery. It was one of the worst experiences ever. And during that time, I was pastoring a church, and I remember we went and we linked up with my guy Scott Free over at City Takers, and we went down to Hurt Park, downtown Atlanta, and we did this thing called Socktober. And a lot of people didn't even know then that I had the heart monitor on, and I was still praying for people. Went down there, helping clothe people, different things like that. We went to the nursing home with it on. We went all of the, I never stopped doing the things that I was doing, but I was doing them, and the whole time I'm thinking, am I gonna be here tomorrow? Death never became real to me until the ambulance came and picked me up. Like I've been around it, I've lost people, but it didn't really hit me that I could really die until the ambulance came and picked me up. Like I just knew I was gonna live for a long time. And so having that happen, I have this thought in my mind like, oh, when this something bad is just gonna happen. So for a lot of people, I know a lot of my friends will say, well, you just need to pray. I said that whole prior part to let people know, that was a part of my everyday life. My everyday routine was prayer. and all of that stuff like that. Um, to tell me at that time that, you know, I needed to pray insinuated that you didn't think that I was, or I wouldn't be going through it. It's not, everything is not a demon. You see what I'm saying? Some people actually go through stuff. Like, some people actually really go through stuff. A lot of times when I go through my panic attacks, when I'm having them, I can tell when I'm getting ready to have one. And I just brace myself for it. You know, if I'm holding my baby, um, I'll give my baby to my wife. Or if I'm sitting with my oldest daughter, I'll say, okay, baby, I need you to go in the room and watch TV for a little while. Give daddy a moment. And I'll go and sit in the bathroom and I'll just wait, and hopefully it'll be a quick one and it'll pass. After I have the really bad ones, I fall asleep. Because I go from very minimal adrenaline to extremely high adrenaline, all the way back down to very minimal adrenaline, and like it is draining. It's one of those things. I feel like I've always been one of the most strong-willed people. My dad was very strong-willed, and I saw that in him. It was not something that you can just necessarily learn. Some people are born with it. Some people adapt to it. Some people try to build up to it. I was one of the ones who was born with it, and I just worked at it. You know, I've always had the mentality that I was the best at what I did, that I was going to do great things, that I could accomplish whatever. If you told me I couldn't do something, I can do something. I will do something, and you're going to see me do it. So at this time, even now, I feel like a shell of my former self, because I don't have that confidence in myself anymore. Even down to my music and my work ethic and my music, all of that has died down because I don't have that confidence in myself anymore. I feel it's tough, man. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't gotten really bad to the point where I feel like it's ruining my life, but it started to get that way over the last month leading up to last week. So for those of you who are going through it, understand that I understand. I know. I'm a very accessible person. If you feel the need to talk, or if you feel the need to type it out just to get the thoughts out of your head or whatever, if you want to send it to me, or send me a voice note on Instagram or Facebook, wherever you can find me at, we can do that. I just want to let you know that, you know, you have, you know, an ally in this. I'm still going through it. I don't have all the answers. Only thing I can tell you is to find something that you enjoy, something that's going to, if you can find something that you enjoy, something that's going to challenge you, and then something to do just to pass time by, those three things have helped me. For one, like, the thing that I enjoy to do is music. A lot of people know that I do music. I'm a singer, producer, songwriter, all of that. So I do that. The thing that challenged me was going to the gym. Like I said, I was overweight, and going to the gym, getting my body back right, that was challenging. That conditions your mind to accomplish something. And then the thing that I do just to pass the time by is play games, whether that's my PlayStation or whether I'm sitting on the phone. A lot of times I'll be playing games on my phone for a while because I'm taking my mind off the fact that I'm getting ready to have a panic attack. And sometimes I can work through a panic attack if my mind is already preoccupied with something. So those are my three things that I would tell people to do, is to find something that you love to do and do it as much as you can, something that's going to challenge you, and do that and make sure that you accomplish it. And then have something that you do just in the meantime, whether that's video games, whether that's sewing, cooking, whatever. You know, I can't tell you what it is, but find that and make those three things a part of your everyday life so that it helps. Another thing that does help is meditation, sitting in quiet, because you get a chance to sit with your thoughts, and then If you can condition your mind to stay focused on something, one thing, then once you start having those panic attacks, you can start to condition your mind to focus on some things. So I'll be doing more videos. I may actually film myself during one of my panic attacks just so people can see what's going on, see my reaction. But you know, we'll work through it. But in the meantime, I hope you all stay blessed. I wish you nothing but health and wealth. And thank you for listening. I'm sorry that it was such a long video. I just needed to get a lot of stuff off my chest.